All right, so let's go ahead and get into the weekly setups. We have 6 pairs this week that I'm looking at. Some of them are carryovers from last week just because the way Friday closed or the way the market structure moved. Set up some new pairs, or excuse me, set up some new setups, created some new setups on those same pairs. So of course, before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe. All links are down below. If you're interested in any of them, go ahead and check them out. But I'm not going to waste too much of y'all's time, so let's go ahead and jump into it. The first one is AUDCAD. As you see here on the weekly, we are bearish. This is how we're looking. This was the higher high. This was the higher low. Price ended up breaking under, right? So now we're bearish. All we got to do is switch our lines. So this is how we're looking. If you want to consider this structure, you can, but I think I'm just going to keep it up here. So anyways, weekly's bearish. We also have a weekly area of interest here. As you see, multiple touches, one right here, 2, 3, 4. So weekly's bearish. We have a weekly AOI set up. Let's jump down to the daily and see how the daily's looking. Daily is bearish as well. This is how we look. Lower high, lower low. And this also lines up with the weekly area of interest that we had already marked up. One touch right here, another one here, another one here, another one here, and it continues left, as you can see. So weekly's bearish, daily's bearish. Area of interest is set up. All I'm looking for is for price to return to this area of interest, close in it. I'm going to restate it again. I'm waiting for price to close in this box. Once price closes in this box, then on the next daily candle is when I'll be looking for that shift of structure and engulfing. Super simple. And then once we do that, depending on where structure is, how price is looking, is where we'll put our stop loss. And my take profit would be maybe somewhere around this area, right? Or you could do a 1 to 3. I would say if your take profit is lower than like a 1 to 3 or whatnot, 1 to 2.5, whatever you want to do, then just go for that 1 to 3 first. See how it's looking. If you're seeing some rejection, then I would definitely suggest taking your profits, right? There's nothing wrong with taking profits. Nothing wrong with that at all. So that's what I'm looking for on AUDCAD. Super clean pair. Love the way it's looking. Weekly and daily are bearish. We also have the EMA, daily EMA above price. And the weekly EMA is also above price, right? So we could look for it to continue to push down. And then we'll be hopefully good to go on that one. Next pair is GBPUSD. Super clean pair as well. I would say the selling pairs and some of the buying pairs, or probably one of the buying pairs, are super clean. GBPUSD, this is how we look on the weekly. We are bearish. Lower low, lower high. Let me double check. Yeah, we're bearish. Lower low, lower high. Not only that, we also have a weekly area of interest here. Same thing that we did on AUDCAD. Look for those touches, see where price had rejected from. And if we pull it over, then we could definitely use this one as well. And I think there's some more to the left. Yeah, another one right here, right? Super clean area of interest, multiple touches. So what I'm looking for, hold on, before I jump to that, let's see what the daily's talking about. EMA above price, right? Looking to push it down. Daily is bearish as well. Love that. Lower high, lower low. So all I'm looking for, same EMA, or excuse me, same area of interest on the weekly. All I'm looking for is price to come back, close into this area of interest. Then on that next day, I'll just be looking for the shift of structure, engulfing. Stops will depend on where price is, and take profit will be maybe somewhere around here. Potentially. What is this? We do that 1 to 3, right? Super clean. Nothing hard about this trade. This area of interest, we have 1 touch right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 9, 10, 11, right? Super clean area of interest. This is what you're looking for when you're looking for setups. You want it to be clean. You don't want it to be too crazy, nothing like that. Not only that, we have the daily EMA also above price, which could potentially push it down. So depending on if price closes in that area of interest, I'm praying it does, that we could have a great setup, to be honest. And price is already bearish, or excuse me, price has already been pushing down heavy. So hopefully it's just going to retest it and then continue to push down. So that's what I'm looking at on GBPUSD. All right, quick interruption before we get back to the video. I apologize, but I mentioned that I had an announcement for you guys, so I wanted to drop it here. Starting January 1st, I am starting a Road to Getting Funded prop firm series. This is where I'll take a fresh 100K account and then I'll go through phase 1, go through phase 2, and try to, of course, get multiple payouts. If anyone wanted to join me on that journey, then I would just suggest getting a funding account. It doesn't have to be 100K like me. It could be 5K, 25K, 10K, whatever you want. So if you're interested in taking on that journey with me, I suggest joining the VIP membership. That's where I'll be calling out every single trade that I take. I also send daily update videos on what the market has done during market rollover and updating y'all on the pairs that I have marked up for that week. We're still doing a 7-day free trial. If you want to wait till later in December to jump into the 7-day free trial and then pay when your 7 days are up, if you're having success, then do that. If you don't, then don't. But I just wanted to extend that offer to everyone, so that way if you guys want to get a challenge, make sure you get it before January 1st, because that's when I'm starting. Now let's get back to the video. Now next one is GBPCHF. I mean, weekly's bearish. We're in this zone or this range. Lower low, lower high. Area of interest, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, and potentially a 4th one right here, but you go 5. Super strong area of interest on the weekly, and it also lines up with the daily. First, let's see EMA. It looks like we just closed under the EMA last week, which is good. It's not bad. On the daily, we are bearish as well. Actually, not even there. Up here. Lower high, lower low. So the daily's bearish. Same area of interest, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strong area of interest. So all I'm looking for is just for price to return back into this area of interest, close in it. The next day, be looking for that push down. Now, as far as targets, we could see price react from this area, right? Price could react from this area just because it has in the past. But if it doesn't and it shoots right through, then, I mean, this is already 1 to 3. So, but of course, it's depending on where your stop loss is. But if price shoots under, then we could just look for price to retest it and then continue down, in my opinion. And then continue down. Now, don't try to be greedy. You already see how December's moving. So if you get that 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3, or if you even like where your profit's at, just go ahead and take it. Taking profit is never a bad thing. So that's what I'm seeing on GBPCHF. Could potentially give us something maybe like this, and then jump into it, and then jump into the area of interest. So maybe what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially, right? I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't know. But we're just gonna have to wait for our alert to get hit and then jump to the pair whenever it's time. Next one is AUDCHF. Very strong area of interest, as you see here. Should be very clear. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4. Very strong area of interest. We are still bearish. Did this close under? Yeah. So this will be lower high. This will be lower low. We jump to the daily. We see on the daily we are bearish as well. Lower high, lower low. area of interest. Doesn't match up perfectly, but it's still there, right? One touch, two touch, three. Like it's still a valid area, excuse me, area of interest. 4, that matches with the weekly. So all I'm looking for is for price to come back, close, give us that shift of structure engulfing on the next day, and then we take that EMA, also above price on the daily and on the weekly. Although the EMA is far, it is still above price. So AUDCHF, that's what I'm looking for. Next pair, CADJPY. So all the pairs that we're selling, I'm not gonna lie, I love those pairs. I think it's very clean structure, and I am a big fan of them. Now, CADJPY, here on the weekly, we are bearish. This is how we look. Lower high, lower low. On the daily, actually, before we do that, this area of interest, one touch right here, 2, 3, 4. If you want, you could make this bigger to include that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, strong area of interest. EMA is above price, which, I mean, it's cool. Not really worried about it. So, I mean, just to keep it on your radar, we could see maybe some rejection, but the daily and the 4-hour are bullish. So I think we can continue to buy up. Here's how the daily's looking. There's the higher high. There's the higher low. Price shifted structure. Gave us a little pullback. Continue to push up, make a new high above this area of interest. So all I'm expecting is for price to come back, wait for it to close. Next day, shift the structure, engulfing, for then price to continue up. Also have the daily EMA under price, so that's good for buys. And this area of interest, one touch, multiple touches throughout here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super strong area of interest. And here is how we look on the 4-hour. Bullish. Higher high, higher low. So this is why we can look for buys, because the daily and the 4-hour are lined up. EMA is also under the 4-hour, which is beautiful. Love that. So hopefully we just, like I said, close back into this area of interest, and then we can look for our trade. Hopefully it doesn't just shoot up, but who knows what the market will do. But CADJPY, oh wait, let me go over stops and targets. I would definitely be targeting somewhere up here. Now, if this happens later in the week, then I don't think it'll make it all the way up there. If anything, it'll probably go somewhere like right here, which isn't bad. That's damn near 1 to 3. 144 pips, cool with that, right? And we just have, why'd I choose this level? Just because we have this area that looks like price has respected it a couple of times, or more than a couple of times. So just keep that in mind if we do get an entry in CADJPY. And definitely if price closes above, then we'll just be looking for it to retest that same area and then not take out, but try to go get these highs up here. And last pair is USDCHF. This one isn't my favorite, but nevertheless, we do have 2 time frames in sync. Seems like a pretty good area of interest, so that's why I put it on there. We are bullish on the weekly. This is higher high. This is higher low. We have crossed back above this area of interest. It's not really a weekly. I mean, it is if you want to count this, but 1, 2, 3, so it's valid. But it's more on the daily that I was looking at. Daily is bullish as well. I would not count this red candle as structure, just because it's not big enough in my opinion, right? It didn't do anything crazy. It just looked like a momentary pause, and then price continued to push up. So daily's bullish. This area of interest, you have 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Strong area of interest on the daily. So I'm just looking for the same thing. If you notice, I repeat myself a lot, but that's because That's what the strategy is. That's the strategy that works. So that's the strategy I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna sit here and try to do this and that and say all this other different stuff. This is what I look for. If we get it, then great, I'll hop in it. If we don't, then I don't hop in it. So daily, wait for it to close in. Next day, give us that shift instruction and engulfing. 4 hour doesn't matter because we have 2 time frames in sync. As far as where I'm looking for it to go, first targets would definitely be back up here, which is already, depending on where your stop loss is, 1 to 3. But if we break this level, I think we can potentially go maybe up here, right? 1 to 7 would be great, but it all depends on where your stop loss is. It could be down here, and that'll switch up your whole risk to reward ratio. But regardless, I think it's a good trade. Not the best trade, in my opinion. I think there's other ones that are better, but it is a good trade. Good enough for me to look at it for this upcoming week. Daily EMA is right there. And weekly EMA is under price as well. And it looks like it's already pushing price to the upside from last week, so we could potentially see it do it again. So these are the pairs that I'm looking at for this upcoming week. I hope you guys have your charts marked up. If you don't, just use this as a reference, but always follow your own analysis, like I always say. As always, let me know down in the comments what you guys are trading, what y'all are looking at, if our pairs match up, if you're looking at different ones. Let me know, because the ones that y'all send me, I also look at those as well. It doesn't mean I trade them, but I also look at them because I may have missed something. So if you guys are enjoying the content, as always, let me know. Appreciate all the love and support that y'all have given me. And let's have a great week.